Welcome to Still Plays Galaxy Heroes. We are back with a roster update video, and this one here is in conversation with the last several, where last time we finished all of the relics to start farming Leia, and we went hard and got her in about just 1 week doing the 50 and 100 crystal refreshes. So that's our major unlock. Then we need to start looking at our next projects. We did a little bit of that last time, but the big project now is Relics, while we wait for these Mando, Bo-Katan related marquee characters to be added to the game. And from there, we will be moving on to Lord Vader. But we will be strengthening some relics, looking at Leia, and working a little bit towards this Galactic Legend Ultimate Journey event. The major thing going on within the community, of course, is the Ultimate Journey event. And I've started this. I have only attacked the JML and Jabba ones because those are the only two GLs I have at Relic 7, because as a free-to-play player, I've been pretty extreme with how I scrimp and save my resources, particularly my signal data. And so now I have the proper incentive to invest onto those other GLs, which have been pretty serviceable for me at below Relic 7. And you've seen through the Leia prep that we've been hoarding for a long time, so I'm more than ready to take these characters up a little bit higher. This is just one level here for JMK, and Sith Eternal Emperor is not too much further away. Relic 7 these days is not that bad, so this is something that we can do. It's really just signal data. We see all these changes within the game. Like Amis are now easier with this Ultimate Journey event. Relic materials are easier with a lot of the changes, but signal data is pretty much the same. Like the Ultimate Journey event allows us to buy this one, that allows us to buy the fragmented data, but that one's not that bad to farm. Like that's not a concern to me. It's really the dark blue and the green that are a little bit more of an issue. Check out the last talk video if you want to see what my recommendations are for the Galactic Legend tokens, at least my first instinct, and I still pretty much agree with the sentiment of what I was feeling before the event went live. Today we're going to focus much more on just our roster related things, which means we are now taking Leia Organa up to gear 11, where I'm going to do a little bit of low gear, lowish viable teams testing for the event for her ultimate materials. 11 is our staging ground. I've hoarded up these materials. Now we just need to look at these other Zetas if I want to put them on. Now the leadership, that one's going to be pretty safe to put on right away. I'm not going to reread some of these. You can look at my kit reveal video where I break down some of that. Not some of it, all of it. Usually this Galactic Legend one, you can leave this off until you're at Relics. There's no sense in putting this one on in advance, so I'm going to leave that one off today, and we're instead going to look at a few of these other ones. Because as you can see, I am quite low on Zetas, lower than I would like to be. I can afford to put these on, but then I can't really do anything else, and I still need to put the Zeta on Drogan's basic, especially for a Grand Arena this week, because we also need to sign up for a Grand Arena the next round. And we are going to put this one on. Uniques are pretty safe. Leadership's unique. Those you don't need to think too much about. That one's adding a lot of survivability. That one's going to be very much important. Now we got to look at these basics and the specials. These, I'm usually a little bit more willing to leave these off. Basic, this one is probably going to be pretty important. Basics are used a lot more frequently. Now this has all of the role-based effects, so we are going to put on the basic. That one, again, very safe. Now these specials, I need to make a decision if I'm going to be putting these on right now or if I might wait a week. And what I've decided here is Rebel Ambush. This is inflicting debuffs based on the rolls. It has a cooldown of 4. This one I feel comfortable leaving off for now, but Tactical Offensive, with how this synergizes with Call to Action, that one's going to be pretty important. This one I will opt to put on immediately, and we will leave 2 Zetas off for now. And I will, what this ultimately means is I won't be using Leia for the Ultimate Journey event this month. I will next month. We're just going to get that footage for now. That I'll be satisfied. It's a small difference within the entirety of the game, the scale of and lifespan of this game. A couple Amis, who cares? But that does mean one of the Zetas I held off, we need to put on right now, which is the basic on Drogan. This one I left off because this doesn't doesn't do anything without Leia, so there was no point. Now this has become critical, so we are placing it on, and we're going to take a look at this Omicron and make a decision if we're going to put this on. And it looks like we're going to put on one side. Let's see the max health and some of these other conditions. This one's pretty safe. We're dropping that. And we can continue over to the next major item. And that item is Cal Kestis. Now, I left him at gear 11 last week for the same reason that we're doing with Leia. I wanted to get a little bit of knowledge and experience with a low gear Jedi Knight Cal Kestis, just so I could advise whether or not I think you can use him at this level. Partly because a lot of players, us free-to-play players, we can't always take characters up right away. Sometimes it might mean a week or a couple weeks of low gear usage or leaving a character at those levels because you just can't afford to take them higher. And this way I can give my input, and in this case it's not worth doing. He can't really contribute at this level. He dies far too easily. We are now going to take him up straight to Relics. In terms of, you can go to his video. I talk about his gear a little bit more in depth. We'll take him to Relic. And I am going to take him to Relic 5 immediately because I did prepare his Datacron in advance. I also have the Drogan Datacron that was in the last roster video. Probably do need to re-roll some of the level 3, level 6 abilities. But right now, add this couple levels. I'm glad we can stop at Relic 5 for this Datacron set, because you can see how quickly we're going through signal data and why I left my GLs, at a couple of them, at lower levels for a little bit, just so I could try and retain some of these materials, because we just go through them so quickly. And we're getting quite low on those. Not troublingly low, but there's some things that we need to be working on in the coming months with our next projects. Now you can see from all that prep work that we've done, this is why we prepare in advance. We are now out of Kairos, or maybe not out's a little strong, but we don't have enough of the Cairo computers. We had just enough for what we just geared up with Jedi Knight Cal Kestis and Leia. And this is why it is so important to track this stuff, and why I've been showing you that spreadsheet, every version of this video. Now this time we didn't do it because we don't have the same defined projects as we used to. What we're going to be looking at moving forward is adding relics onto characters like Third Sister, who at Relic 5 is really not going to cut it. It's fine for now, but it's really not ideal. And one thing that is nice about that Ultimate Journey event, and why I'm going to be focusing just on Amis, you can see like here, Amis are going to go really fast, and I try to be careful about what Amis I put on or don't put on. Now that Amis are cheaper, I'm much more likely to add second and third Omicrons to a character, like this one in particular. We're going to do it this week because I don't really feel comfortable below 100 Amis, but once I'm above 100 Amis, I'll probably start dropping them a little bit more freely. I think I'll touch on one more of our topics before we wrap up here. There's not too much more that we really want to address. The Datacrons, we do have the Jedi Knight Cal Kestis one again, but this is what I've prepared for this next week of Grand Arena and where we got at the end of Conquest. Drogan we had last time, but we've been able to add to that. Leia's probably need to re-roll the other level abilities, but Drogan's is more important. And then I also leveled up a couple others with Rebels, and I've been working towards getting Wedge, but I'm a little bit short on materials. And there's a couple other Rebel and Trooper things that I would like, but I still have enough materials. I'm out of credits, so as the store refreshes, I'll be adding on to that. But we've got a deep bench here. Not great, but we will keep working on it. I hoarded materials knowing that we could supplement with credits for the next couple weeks, so I didn't really feel like there was that much of a rush to do it, and felt it was more important to get the materials that are pretty expensive within the store. We'll wrap it up there. Cal Kestis is now a weapon. Next time we will take Leia up to Relics and be transitioning into Mando Bo-Katan. Hopefully we will get a little bit more information on Keller and Beck or IG-12. Maybe have one of them in the game so that they can be part of the next video. And then we're just going to be working on Relics, strengthening up the core squad so that they can be major weapons moving forward as we work on slowly accruing additional Kairos to push towards Lord Vader. Now that we have this Ultimate Journey event, we are going to be utilizing utilizing that to boost our other resources. And we'll have other videos coming out soon where we'll break down some more of that. Thank you for watching. Be excellent to each other, everybody. This is still Plays Galaxy of Heroes.